Hey, manifestors. Woo. Today on Duality. Dug up this oldie. I'm gonna play this while I wait for everyone, anyone, someone. Today is on Duality, and this song talks about joy and pain. Joy and pain. Sunshine and rain. Two sides. Plus, I feel like dancing a little. I've been up super early. I went to vote. Talk about duality, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And yeah, I did yoga. Been up early. I have to get going today. I'm going live 3 times today. What? Dance it out if you're with me. Today on Duality. Feeling it. I don't know the words. All right. Here we go. Let's get going today.
Kind of last forevermore, so you thought it would. Suddenly the things you see got you hurt so bad.
Things you see got you hurt.
How come the things that make us happy
Make us sad. Here it is. Joy and pain are like sunshine and rain. Pump it up. This is the house version. And pain are like sunshine and rain. All right.
love can be bitter.
Love can be bitter. That was the next line. Love can be sweet. All right. So why am I playing this song? I'm playing this song because today I'm talking about dualities and joy and pain, 2 sides of the same coin. And duality is all about knowing the 2 polarities so that you can dance your way in the middle of what we call balance, which I actually don't really think we arrive at a still point. I think that balance is actually only exists because of its polarities, and I call it the dance because we head towards one direction and then, ooh, too much, not enough, and we head towards the other direction, ooh, too much, not enough. When actually, I think the goal and the mission is to hover around middle, where we're learning, I guess, what people call moderation, what people call balance. This was a huge part of my personal learning. Because we're all addicted to something, but having like the food addiction that I had and having like this kind of extremist lifestyle, I tend to have gone way over and then way over and way over, and then I call that mental whiplash, because you're just like, wait, I'm over here, no, I'm over here, and then that's why we crave that middle, because there's a sense of peace there. There's a sense of trusting yourself in the decisions that you're making, in the ability to see that everything has 2 sides and that you're in choice. So If you're just joining me, what's up, everybody? I am Lisa. I'm talking about dualities. We're listening to an oldie but goodie today. I'll turn it up in a little bit. Maze, F. Frankie, Beverly, Joy, and Pain. If you're joining me, just give me a hello or an icon. So, all right, so about duality. There's so many different directions that I wanted to go in today. One was just mentioning, as below, so is above, back to like my favorite tree analogy, being that the tree can only grow up as high as its roots are going down. So that middle point I was just talking about in this linear space is also in this vertical space. And when it comes to like the chakras, we ground down before we can rise up. When it comes to understanding emotions, it's about knowing what I call your emotional portfolio. It's about getting curious to, hey Leslie, hey Felicia. It's about getting curious in your emotional portfolio as to what's the opposite of something. So if you're in, and for you to define that for yourself. So your own duality, your polarities, your other side, your opposites can be different than mine. So there's some standard ones in our world. We have male and female, we have up and down, we have left and right, hot and cold, silence and noise. And one informs the other, and one can't exist without the other. So you'll often hear me talk about everything is traveling with its counterpart. And when I say that, it's because I want to empower you to have choice. I want to remind you that if sadness is always traveling with, let's say, happy or joy, then if you're in sadness, it's not that I'm recommending, oh, get out of sadness as fast as possible. I'm just offering you the moment to say, joy is also here. I have a choice how long I want to stay here and honor the sadness, because the sadness is also a messenger. It holds wisdom. We need to feel it. It's beautiful emotion. They all are. So when I say that everything's traveling with its counterpart, it is just a reminder for you to be in choice. And that's why this week the affirmation is, I always have a choice. And I know, sometimes with the really deeper emotions, let's say like grief, those have to play itself out. And I think in those moments, the reminder is that this too shall pass. Like, I will get through it. I don't know when, but every emotion passes. The whole point of emoting, and it's a water element is that they move. They are waves. Each of them has it's up and it's down. The contraction will always be followed by an expansion. And the more that we can remember this in our life, then the easier it can be to travel through what we call the discomfort or the dis-ease or the uncomfortable emotions. So I hope there isn't a time lag today. Like, I've been having this lagging with this Facebook Live thing every day. So, when you're balancing on one foot, it's like, oh, I'm not over here. I'm balancing on one foot. But even on that one foot, there is the rocking. It's a subtle rocking of the left side of the foot to the right side of the foot to find that, what we're calling balance. So balance is never really full stillness. And that's when it comes to the emotions, it's the constant. And I'm doing this because this is the infinity sign, and we're weaving our way in and out, in and out, in and out. So I just came from voting, and it wasn't a coincidence. This was kind of planned to talk about duality today when it came to voting, and just the idea that we are living in such a yes or no, either or society that really mirrors and reflects actually this duality world that we're in. And in sales, this is like actually the psychology of sales. This light keeps going out. Dark and light. Dark and light. In sales, this is a model of, they say sometimes to give more than two options, because if you give one option, it's yes or no. If you give two options, it's either or. And if you give three options, you begin to have people ask themselves, what is right for me? And I think that this is what's missing in our in our world when it comes to the politics. And this is not going to be a political conversation right here. That's not my jam. I do have a lot of thoughts on it and how it relates to duality and energy and the way that we move through our world in lacking like a certain kind of compassion. But my whole point of that was just, when we have just either or, it is choice, but it's also limited. So, the second part of my invitation to you in life is to really just continue to get curious about what your options are. You'll often hear me saying, if you're finding yourself in a place where you're not sure what to do and you see this or that, pull back and just ask yourself, what are my options in this moment? Because there could be options that you can't see with this polarizing way that our society and our minds actually want to bring us to, and just the way that things work. So, the law of polarity is actually one of, I think it's called the law of, is it law of duality or law of, I think it's the law of polarity, which is one of the 7 hermetic laws. Those 7 are part of the like laws of the universe, the natural laws. So this is a big one that you'll see everywhere. I mean, like I said, noise doesn't exist without silence. And you'll always hear me talking about my favorite quote, which is, both fear and faith demand you to believe in something you cannot see. It's you choose. Bob Proctor said that. It has stuck with me, and it's probably one of the core tenets to the work that I do here, and why I find having this awareness around duality is so important. And then, there's just a million books on this out there about how duality, like the two are the one. And this shows up in science with the way that cells multiply. And I think that this is such a beautiful, it's just beautiful that inside of the division is also the connection and the separation. I feel like, we come into this world connected to our mothers, and in that minute we experience separation, and that is this two, one becoming two. And I feel like in many ways, and this is just a personal thing that I've discovered through breath work and like doing lots of rebirthing stuff, it's as if our entire lives we are trying to come back to the oneness, to the connection, whether it's through touch, connecting fit mentally, physically, emotionally. And so this is a very deep natural urge of ours to find oneness. But I think to find the connection and the oneness, it means to accept the division. So that's my take on yin and yang and all of this today. And you'll see duality shows up in every single religion and every single kind of modality and like culture, really, because of male and female, actually. Contraction, expansion, up and down, two sides making one. So yeah, I feel like I've covered everything here that I wanted to say, and just defining, like I looked up the definition. The definition of duality is the quality or state of having two different or opposite parts. I mean, it's really that simple. And then the last piece that I was inspired by this week with my yoga practice was, one of the days was awakening. And I love that she said that awakening is the process of, I guess, yeah, awaken. I didn't want to use the word again, but like awakening what is dormant. So just the idea of awakening something means that something is laying dormant, which means it's already there. And I think that was a beautiful moment for me, because it's like I don't need to always be creating something new. I can actually just wake up something that already lives inside of me, like the reminder that it's already in me. And that is the beautiful part of this dualistic way is that everything we need, we have within us. And that we often look to the outside for what it is that we want for ourselves in the inside. So I will pick a card right now on that last duality of inside and outside, and me wanting to empower each of you to get curious, to really live from the inside out, which means get in touch with your breath, get in touch with your emotional portfolio, which is identifying what emotion is opposite to what emotion, and reminding yourself that you always have a choice. All right. And nature has such a great way of bringing us to the dualistic world with night and day, and the consistency it has in its symmetry, but in its, hashtag nature is my guru. All right, I'm going to end with a quote. Thank you for anyone who's still here or watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, you can find the yin and yang, find the yin yang icon and drop me a yin yang. All right, so I'm pulling the card for our dualistic way of living, but also for our way of coming back to center and connectedness. We cannot have separation without connection. Here we go. I had in mind a card that would be perfect, and I'm just wondering if it's going to come up today. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pick the card like near the middle for fun. And I'm adjusting. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, boom. Oh, the creator. Interesting. Looks like the oneness aspect of things to me. Look how centered. So I think, the way I'm going to kind of just read this one as far as it comes to the dualistic ways is that you are the creator of the two sides. You are the creator of where middle is. You are the dancer of the dance that you dance in this life, in this dualistic world. And ultimately, as I said, I want to empower you. And this creator is an empowered part of you that actually always knows to lead you back to the center. And in this center here, your sun, your golden sun, you are aligned. You're aligning with your own truth, your own middle, your own what works for you. And I think that's like my biggest thing in the teachings is to find what works for you and to take these small little steps towards that every single day so that you can live in integrity, so that you can live your life, love your life, that you can feel confident every single day. And that's exactly what most of my work is all about, including my 30 Days to Change program, which starts on November 15th, the next round. We got a lot of stuff going on. Today, I'm going to be doing the last crown chakra at 12:30. And then I've got a 4 o'clock Breathe for America on Lauren Kafrit's Instagram. I've got tomorrow, Breakthrough Breath. We're doing the whole chakra integration. What? And then we're going to be doing another round of 30 Days to Change so that you can be the creator of your life, one little step at a time. All right? I'm going to leave you with a little bit of joy and pain. Here we go. I want sunshine. Joy and pain. All that sunshine. All right, everyone. Lisa's signing off. I'll see you later on some live soon. I would love to hear your thoughts on duality. I mean, this is a big topic in life, so let me know what you're thinking. And thank you for joining me and for being in my community. I really, really, really love you. Bye.